and welcome to episode 47 of 55 and 5. It's Cary Silkin, Ian Riccoboni. Our producer AJ from Bisson Creative and Web Design is here too. And we're excited to bring you the next card in the 1955 Parkhurst Wrestling set.
Number 47 has such has such fondness for me. Number one, it adds up to an 11.
Okay.
On the dice table.
Yeah.
But no, because Channel 47 for the wrestling nerds out there was, there was a period of time where might have been 6 months, 8 months where wrestling on TV was dark in New York.
Oh, wow.
It had been went from Fox 5 to WOR 9.
Yeah.
And then it had a real late time on WOR 9, like 1 a.m.
Oh, wow.
I was hard enough to let my mom let me stay up to watch it when it was on at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. But then it went to Channel 47, which was at the advent of UHF. So who's number 47?
Yeah, number 47 is number 26 in the set. Throwing a lot of numbers at you, folks. Hang with us here. 55, 47, 26. Promise it gets easier. This man, yesterday, in our episode about the Crusher, we said his nickname is Killer. He's a Hall of Famer in Ontario, but was big in Texas. He also looks like the oldest man in the set, but was only...
I'm going to get stumped here.
It's only 40 when this card happened. So we'll take a look. It looks like they airbrushed on his trunks here, or tights. But Cary, what can you tell me about Killer Joe Christie?
Well, when you gave the killer hint, I knew it wasn't going to be Killer Kowalski.
Right?
Have we done him yet?
No.
All right.
No.
And Killer Tim Brooks is before, this era.
Yeah.
So I knew I was going to have trouble. And they did something with his tights.
Yeah, they're clearly airbrushed or altered or something.
And as you could see, I'm wasting time here, trying to kill time too, because was there a brother, Ted Christie, Paul Christie? But as far as Joe Christie, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to jump in the safety net, but quick.
Yeah, I think the men you referred to, Ted Christie was spelled with a Y. I think Paul Christie was also spelled with a Y. This is an IE. Joe Christie, he 1916 to 1999. So he lived a good life, 83 years. Started in 46, retired in 72. Killer Joe Christie was a big name in Toronto. He's in the Brantford Athletic Hall of Fame, which is very neat. But I think he got his biggest break in Texas, from what I could see, which is weird because his biography does not mention his time in Texas on the Brantford Hall of Fame website. And a lot of the history I see does not reference his time in Texas. But in Texas, he challenged for the NWA Championship against Luthez. He won the Texas title from Pepper Gomez in 59. He was a regular competitor for the Brass Knuckles Championship. Cary, do you know anything about what a Brass Knuckles Championship was at the time?
Well, I remember as a little kid looking in the wrestling magazines, and they would talk about the bloody matches in Texas, and they would mention the brass knuckles matches. And I assumed that the guys would have brass knuckles, that were taped. I mean, it was real brass knuckles, but then there was tape put over them. Am I correct?
Yeah. So
it's going to guarantee you pretty much a bloody match.
Yes, absolutely. So he'd be in those. And then he kind of slows down in 65. He becomes the Masked Marvel. But if you're a wrestling trading card collector, not the same Masked Marvel that's in the 51 Topps Magic Picture set. Different Masked Marvel.
There's been a lot of Masked Marvels.
Yeah, kind of like the Zebra Kid, where there's been a couple dozen. In 65, he's the Masked Marvel. He gets a shot at Bruno. Not in New York. It's in Big Time Wrestling in Detroit. So it's kind of weird. It's not something traditional. And then he becomes just sort of a kind of a TV guy, the opening match guy until 72. Kind of quietly retires. Interesting to note, I mean, he gets his nickname Killer because of his outside the ring. He got it while he was boxing. He was an accomplished amateur. And Greg Oliver has a real nice article about him, and other places, including Greg, cite him as a former world junior champion, but he's not in the NWA lineage. I'm not sure which junior title, because this man doesn't have a Wikipedia. It doesn't say if it's the Toronto junior title or the Texas junior title. Just lists him as a former junior champion.
Maybe Oklahoma. That was
Danny Hodge.
Right. And Leroy McGurk. And they specialized. I don't know if it went back that far, but they specialized in these non-heavyweight guys.
Right. And so from there, Maple Leaf Wrestling in Toronto, big time in Detroit, opening match guy. Wrestles all the big names at the time by that point, but he's not really winning any of the matches. So pretty long career, 46 to 72, 26 years, nothing to shake a stick at.
And what year was he born?
Born in 1916, so he's 39 in that photo.
My goodness.
Looks a little older. I'm not going to cast any stones as I'm myself
not doing
involved.
bad myself.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he's an interesting guy, and nice big long career. Got a match against Bruno for the WWF title. Fought Luthez for the NWA title, and not much more you can ask for back then.
No, and I've seen the Christie name, whether it was Joe or Vic or whichever one, but a hell of a career.
Yeah,
and good selection. Number 47.
Number 47. There's 121, so we are inching closer and closer to the magic 50. Number 50, 50%. I'm going to keep throwing numbers at everybody to confuse everybody a little bit more. But number 47 today was number 26 in the 55 set. So there you go.
All right. So when we get to 60 and a half, we'll be there.
We will be there. Halfway through the 5-minute marker on 60. Well, we'll be exactly halfway there. Well, tomorrow, Cary, it's a name. Your hint, he had 2 real brothers and 2 fake ones.
Okay.
So I'll give you that hint, and you know the last name. That'll give it away.
All right.
So that's your hint for tomorrow and your request to come back. So for our producer, AJ from Bisson Creative and Web Design, for Cary, I'm Ian Riccaboni. Please join us tomorrow night, 8 p.m. right here on YouTube, 55 and 5. We'll see you then.